Hello, hello. So today I'm going to be talking about rent versus buy if you are an active duty service member. Stay tuned. You are an active duty service member. You are asking yourself that basic question after getting orders, which is, am I going to rent at my next location or am I going to buy? Again, this is Falisha Rexford here. I am a realtor in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm one of the top producing agents in town. I'm also a veteran who specializes in VA. So I hope I'm able to actually answer this for you. The biggest issue that people have is rent versus buy. And I think the one thing that holds everybody back is the time that you may be at that duty station. So here in Las Vegas, we've got two large Air Force bases, Nellis Air Force Base and Creech Air Force Base. I would say almost on the daily basis, I am getting a phone call with somebody receiving orders to Nellis or Creech, and they are asking me this exact same question. Do I rent or do I buy? I may only be there for 2 years. So here's my response. First and foremost, if you're an active duty service member, you are being granted what's called BAH, Basic Allowance for Housing. You are being given money to go towards housing. That's on top of your regular pay. So let's just use some average monetary examples here. I know that it's always going to depend on your rank and how many years in service, but let's just use a middle of the ground $1,500 a month. So you're being granted $1,500 a month on top of your normal pay. Do you rent or do you buy? I'm a visual person, so let's do this visually. The military is going to give you $1,500 a month to go towards a mortgage payment of some kind. You choose to just give it to somebody else to pay their mortgage, i.e. a landlord. Thank you, government, for $1,500. Here's $1,500, landlord. Go ahead and continue paying your mortgage. Pay down that balance and make yourself a millionaire. Why? Why is this always the concept? I think people think it's the safe option. Rent because I don't want to fix anything if it breaks, etc., etc. I would say this is the best opportunity to learn to pay yourself. Don't pay somebody else's mortgage balance off. Pay yourself. Take that $1,500 as a $1,500 a month opportunity to go towards your own mortgage. Oh yeah, by the way, you have a VA loan. So if you have a VA loan that you haven't used yet, there's a very good chance that you could purchase a house with little to no money down, utilizing some of the lowest interest rates that we've ever seen in history to purchase a house, and then on top of that, utilize your government BAH to pay down your mortgage. Now, coming back full circle to your first initial issue, I may get orders in 2 to 4 years. What do I do with this house? Well, in 2 to 4 years from now, what I see you having is an option. If you rent, you never have the option of what you want to do. If you buy, you have two options. So one being sell. If the market has done well and you have equity in the house, you may want to sell. I am selling homes that people have been in for 2 to 3 years left and right here in Las Vegas, and because our market is moving so quickly, they're making money. So you have the opportunity to potentially sell and make some money and put some money in the bank. That's awesome. That's an opportunity that you never would have had if you handed it over to a landlord, right? So selling, making money, that's great. Or you can start your very first property in your portfolio. Let's say that you've got a little bit of an investment bug in you and you want to be a real estate investor, or you want some kind of portfolio to hand down to your children. At some point, you're going to retire from the military. You may be looking at another life of service somewhere, and you may want some residual income via the form of a rental. That may be an opportunity to actually hold on to a property and rent it. And because you were stationed, example, again, here in Las Vegas, Nevada, I bet you other people will be stationed around that same area who may want to rent. So you may even find yourself a military renter. Am I speaking from experience, people? Yes, I am. I've bought multiple houses here in Las Vegas that I've held on to. I've bought with my VA loan. I've held on to. I've had people move into and I've rented. I've bought another house. I did the same exact thing. I've held on to. I've rented. And at some point, I've decided to sell off a few of them and make some money. So here's my personal example. My very first home that I purchased a home. I was actually still active duty up at Creech Air Force Base. After I purchased that home, my husband and I could easily pay the mortgage with just my BAH and his income. That wasn't a problem. The fun part becomes when you learn the ability to house hack. Now, house hack is, I would say, a newer term in real estate. It's really come about with the Bigger Pockets. Brandon Turner's a huge promoter of house hacking, and everybody kind of on the real estate basis will know what this is. Back in my day, all I knew it as was renting out my rooms. So we purchased our first house. We could easily cover the mortgage, but to give ourselves that kind of foot up, that one up on other people, was renting out our rooms, house hacking our bedrooms to other military members. So I actually bought a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That was my first house. And I house hacked the 2 other bedrooms, and I rented those both out for the equivalent total of my mortgage. We did this for the first 7 years of our marriage. 7 years of other people helping to assist in paying your principal balance and your mortgage down. I was the homeowner. How was I the homeowner? Because I used my VA loan and my BAH, but on top of that, I now rented out my rooms. I kind of subleased them out. They helped pay down my mortgage. As years accumulated, I continued renting out those properties, and then I sold them down the line for huge profits. One of the houses that I'm talking about, I sold for $100,000 profit, and the other house actually made it all the way through the real estate crash. I purchased it in 2007. I held on to it, rented it through the real estate crash, and still sold it for a profit about 3 years ago for about $50,000. If I never would have used my BAH or my VA loan to purchase, if I would have rent, I would have never given myself those opportunities to further my financial success by, in this case, house hacking, paying down my principal, holding on to an asset, and selling it at a time that made me a profit. Renting just never gives you those options. If you're watching this video, then you're probably also either an active duty service member or possibly retired, a veteran. Either way, you have a VA loan. So what are some of the benefits? That's funny, benefits. What are some of the benefits of a VA loan? Well, 100% financing would definitely be one of them. When I go to buy an investment property right now using a conventional loan, an investment property, I have to put down 25% of whatever that purchase price is. That's before closing costs. If you, the VA buyer, are purchasing a home, you don't have to put down anything. And sometimes the seller or builder is even able to assist you with those closing costs. There are many a times that I'm able to get a VA purchaser into a home with little, and when I say little, I'm talking about $3,000 to $5,000 or no money out of pocket and purchasing a home. So with no money out of pocket purchasing a home, you now own an asset that, if you kind of rewind and relook at what I just said a second ago, you can house hack. You own an asset, you can now house hack it, you can have somebody else pay your mortgage, and again, down the line, you have options. This video is all about having options. You have the option to hold on to this asset and sell it for a profit, or hold on to this asset and rent it down the line till you're ready to sell later. So the options in real estate are beautiful, and to start with a VA loan with zero money out of pocket is just mind-boggling. And then on top of that, to use your BAH to pay your mortgage every month, to me, it's truly a no-brainer. Clearly, the benefits of using your VA loan and purchasing a home far outweigh the negatives of renting and paying somebody else's mortgage off. I am an Air Force veteran here in Las Vegas, Nevada, a realtor and investor. I hope that you're loving these topics that I'm bringing to you as I love bringing them to you. If you liked any of the information that I went over today, please subscribe, like, and comment. This is a two-way lens here. I want to keep the communication going, and if you found me useful, I'd really appreciate it. Stay tuned for a lot more videos and a lot more information. Falisha Rexford here, signing out.